Hello, sinners. It is I, Father Evil, and I invite you to Destination Station on YouTube.
Bagels and go to Destination Station. This buddy is the bomb.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Yep.
I had to say that for a reason.
Freddy, take that, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. Fuck you. Yeah. Jamie Kennedy. Subscribe to my man, Destination Station right now if you want the best content.
What's up? Welcome to episode 3 of your daily dose of horror, where I bring you all the latest and greatest trending horror news. This is Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin. So yeah, this is day 3 of our morning show. So what's the best way to start your day off is just with a little bit of horror in your life. Get that day off right. And so yeah, it's kind of just like a work in progress right now. We'll work out some kinks along the way, but I'm excited about today. We got some pretty cool topics. Some things are new to me. Some trailers hit late yesterday, and pretty sure we're going to get some more horror news today that will be on episode for tomorrow. And if it drops during the show, because I'm always keeping up to date with it, I will let you know here today as well at the show while the show is going on. So yeah, gonna wait for a little bit until some people kind of fall in before we get this day started off right. And yeah, what are y'all most excited for this year in horror? That's what I want to know. I want to know what exactly has you excited for the rest of the year, because so far we've had a pretty good year, and I hope it stays that way. I know more and more horror movies are going to streaming, or they're going to the same day. They're going to streaming and to the theaters, so you can kind of like choose which one you want to do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody is excited for this year. Kind of trying out something like a new song today, try to set the mood off right, see if you like it a little bit. Kind of gave me like loosely Nightmare on Elm Street theme a little bit. That's what I kind of like about it. So yeah, Denisha, I see. Hey everyone, at work, got my headphones on. Hell yeah, that's the best way to do it. That is super cool. If you don't get a chance to watch this on live, this will go in replay mode, so you can come back and check it out later, and I'll break it down into segments for different topics that we go through today. But yeah, let's see here. Kind of changed up my background. I hope you like it a little bit. Kind of put a little bit of a bunch of horror villains, I guess you would say, around the back. So let me know what you think about that. Still, that's kind of a work in progress too. I'm just kind of messing around with some thumbnails and stuff. But yeah, I know it's early wherever you are in the world. Right now it is 8:09 Central, and I'm gonna not wait too long because I do have some stuff to do this morning, so I'm gonna go through these topics pretty quickly. And I'm probably just giving a heads up for tomorrow's episode because I will be traveling tomorrow pretty early. I'm not going to be able to do a live show, but I might do a pre-recording tonight. That way it is available for you first thing in the morning or whenever you get ready to watch it. So yeah, let's see. All right. Well, our first topic of the day, we mentioned it yesterday, but I finally got to see the trailer for it. And it is for that new, I guess you would say it's a video game adaptation. Never played the video game, but it is for that Five Nights at Freddy's brand new movie, unleashes the murderous animatronics. Yeah, I actually watched this trailer yesterday, like I said I would. I barely touched on it yesterday. I told you I'd talk about it today. I actually liked what I saw. It has a pretty decent cast for the most part. The only thing that I would say that I did not like about this trailer is I feel like it gave away way too much. Way too much. I feel like I already know how it's going to end. I know nothing about the video game, by the way. But after watching that trailer, it's really cool to see Matthew Lillard back in horror. And you get him briefly, and you also get like a little bit of his voice throughout the trailer. My theory or assumption is that he's kind of behind the whole mess. But so it's kind of cool that we're going to be able to see possibly Matthew Lillard or Stu from Scream as a villain. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what it looks like. And I kind of like the vibe of this, where like these animatronics they want your kids or whatever. And from what I've taken from it is that these are like the kids' souls in these animatronics, and that's what they want. And it looks like it's going to be like a father. What's his name? Josh Hutcherson or something like that from what's that movie? Hunger Games, among other movies. Looks like he's like a security guard. He picks up this gig, but he has to take his kid along with him and stay overnight in this place. And things start happening, and he has to protect his daughter. Kind of cool. I like it. As somebody that used to work security back in the day, it's something I could get into. I feel like those are always great premises, because like those overnight gigs where you're kind of isolated a little bit, and it can get kind of eerie. So yeah, I like it. I like what I was seeing for sure. Are you excited to see Five Nights at Freddy's? Let me know in the comment section. Have you ever played the video game? And if you've seen the trailer, what do you think about it? Do you think this is going to be good? Because it's going to be on Peacock as well, the same day as theaters. So I don't know how many people are going to run out to the theaters to see this, like they did with like Halloween Ends or Halloween Kills. That's a big IP, so a lot of people would want to see that on the big screen. But I see a lot of people probably staying at home and watching this at home more than rushing out to the theaters. And hopefully it's good, hopefully it gets some word of mouth and some buzz around it, and it's like a success. So yeah, good morning, Denisha. I see you. Yeah. Have you seen the trailer to Five Nights at Freddy's? Just curious. There were some other trailers that came out, and I still have not watched them. And another one is a Liam Neeson movie, and it sounds almost like a thriller slash horror a little bit, especially with this one image that we have. I have not watched the trailer. Trailer dropped yesterday, but it's called Retribution. It says Saul meets Speed in this new Liam Neeson movie from the Predators director, which Predators is one of my favorite Predator films. So yeah, I don't think Predators gets enough recognition. I think there was some like bad casting in that film as far as our main lead. Not a bad actor, just bad casting for a Predator movie. But you know what? Predators is still a really fun time. And if this is Saul meets Speed, this gives me more, just with this image alone, if I'm not even basing it off a trailer or anything like that, this is giving me what's that movie called? Oh, The Purge vibe. Anybody else getting Purge vibes with this? That's what I'm getting with Retribution. But Liam Neeson, hey, look, say what you want about Liam Neeson. He knows what kind of movies he needs to make. He knows what audience he is working with. So I'm excited for this. I really am. I'm excited to see. I want to watch this trailer now a lot of times I want to talk about these movies before I watch the trailer. I could have watched it yesterday, but I'd like to talk about it and bring awareness to it before I even give like my overall opinion on the trailer. You know, I like to know just a little bit about it and how I feel about it, and then watch the trailer. Because just like with Five Nights at Freddy's, it can give away way too much. And if this is anything, because it looks like it's going to be from the same director of some of his other movies. I can't think of some of his other movies, but you know, they're not technically horror, but they all have like a thriller aspect and maybe like a twist. So if you do like whodunits and stuff like that, he does a lot of movies like that. I kind of like it. So over here on Bloody Disgusting, it says all roads lead to the truth in Lionsgate's new Liam Neeson movie Retribution. The official trailer this week promises a thrilling blend of action movie speed and horror movie Saw. That if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. Speed is such a good movie. We're not going to talk about Speed 2, Cruise Control, but Speed is such a good movie. And this seems like a really cool premise. Lionsgates and Roadside Attractions will release Retribution in theaters on August 25th. The film is directed by Nimrod Untel, the director of 2010's Predators. See, that's, if anything, Predators was definitely well directed. So if that's giving you anything, at least it's got a good director, it's got a good lead. Liam Neeson stars in Retribution, said to be the immersive ticking clock thriller that straps audiences in for a high-octane ride of redemption and revenge. When a mysterious caller puts a bomb under his car seat, Matt Turner, who is Liam Neeson, begins a high-speed chase across the city to complete a specific series of tasks. Wow, I already like that. That is kind of like Speed. That's kind of like, there's been a few movies that are kind of that premise. What was one? There was one called, there was one with John Cena that was similar to that. Oh, I can't think of that. What was it? 13 rounds or something like that? 12 rounds? I can't remember. Something similar to that, or something like, I don't know. There's just been a lot of movies that's kind of like, it had nothing like real recent, but that's just a cool premise. It keeps you like on the edge of your seat. And almost like, you know, the one that really probably, I don't know if it started it, but as far back as I can remember is Die Hard with a Vengeance. You know, they had to run across, you know, John McClane and Samuel Jackson, they had to run across the entire city doing a bunch of tasks and everything, you know. So that's what this kind of sounds like, you know. With his kids trapped in the back seat and a bomb that will explode if they get out of the car, a normal commute becomes a twisted game of life or death as Matt follows the stranger's increasingly dangerous instructions in a race against time to save his family. Dang, it's got Matthew Modine. Jack Champion's going to be in the movie. So yeah, you know, with those names right there, I hope, you know, that's one thing is like, if this is a twist, I have not watched the trailer yet. They might give away who it is in the trailer already, so I don't know. But with like big names like that, if I automatically go to them, I automatically like assume that it's probably them that's part of the twist or something, or part of the bad guys. You know, whenever you got like big name actors, like anytime, like what was that movie? Snake Eyes back in the day with Nicolas Cage and Gary Sinise. And whenever I saw Gary Sinise in that trailer, I was like, all right, it's Gary Sinise. That's one thing. That's one reason why I say I don't like to watch trailers sometimes, especially movies of like this with like twists or something, because I feel like they give away too much. You know, maybe not for the normal, you know, audience goers or whatever, movie goers, but for somebody like me and some of y'all can like guess what's going on and how beginning, middle, and end is going to play out. And sometimes that takes away from the effect of the movie. It might be a fantastic movie, but while watching it, you already know how it's going to play out because you've seen the trailer. That's the double-edged sword of wanting to see a trailer and not wanting to see a trailer. But what do y'all think about this? Y'all think this is going to be a fun movie? You think this will hit? This will be one of Liam Neeson's better movies? Let me know in the comment section. But it's definitely, you know, that hooks me right there. Saw meets Speed. That, you got me. And the director of Predators, sold. I'm showing up. Denisha says, I'm excited for the movie. Oh, you're good, Val. No worries. Welcome to your daily dose of horror. Hope all is going well. Definitely Purge vibes. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm getting, is Purge vibes for sure. And I'm wondering what's the rating on this movie. So after the show, I'm definitely going to check it out. Check out the trailer. I hope it doesn't give away too much. Almost don't want to watch it, but I got to. With that premise, I need to. You know, Speed is awesome. Saw is awesome. Val says it's released right before her birthday. Awesome. Well, you know what you're doing that weekend. You get the chance to go out and check it out. What do you feel about Liam Neeson in these type of roles? Do you like him more as like a Taken? His movie's always been like action, but it's also been like thriller vibe, you know? Like, that's what I kind of like about his movies. I haven't seen all of them, but there are some like sleeper hits that Liam Neeson's done besides Taken that has been great, you know? You know, he can definitely, when he shows up to make a movie, he brings his A game. And I hope this one hits. I really do. I hope it does. Maybe it's something we can get a sequel to. It can be another franchise. Or it could just be a one and done, you know? Sometimes those are the best. Sometimes you don't need a sequel. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see him in something like this. But definitely Purge vibes. Val likes Liam Neeson. Yeah, I do too. I think he's great. I think he's really good in everything that he pretty much does. I wonder how much he gets paid a movie. I've always wondered that. Don't you ever like watch these actors and you're like, how much does this actor get paid for his movies? Because he's in a lot of movies. So what is his rate? Val says trailers nowadays definitely give away too much. They definitely do. Like when I watch Spiral, you know, with the spinoff of Saw with Chris Rock, I knew who the killer was just by that trailer. It's just, it gives away way too much. Sometimes it can surprise me. Like Scream 6 did not give away too much. Scream 5 trailer? Absolutely. Scream 5 gave away way too much. But Scream 6, they learned from their mistakes. And they knew that the Scream community was too smart. So hopefully they know. Hopefully they edit it just right. Just like Destin, the editing is good. It might not the end of it. Yeah. Have you seen the trailer? I'm curious. Val says, we just watched a movie with Liam and Christina Ricci. Loved him in it. Afterlife was an awesome movie. Liam was the bad guy in it, and he was amazing. I have been meaning to watch this, Val. Afterlife. Isn't Justin Long in this movie as well? It's got Liam Neeson, Christina Ricci, and Justin Long. That's one movie it kind of fell under the radar. And I remember seeing like the cover art for it and everything. And I was like, oh, this has got a pretty cool cast. But I have not yet to watch that movie. What is that on? Is that on a streaming service? Where can I watch that for free? Or maybe I have to purchase it. I don't know. But that's definitely one that I need to check out. And I have heard about that movie so much recently. I need to check it out. I need to check it out for sure. Seems like a great premise too. Yeah, Justin Long is in it. Awesome. Super cool. Got to check that out. You know what? I might watch that later today because it's just like been on my mind. And with you just bringing it back up, I'm just kind of like, you know what? I need to pull the plug on this. I need to watch it. Everyone's saying how good it is. Now, is the twist that Liam Neeson is the bad guy? I hope you didn't give it away. Is there any twist in it, or is it pretty much straightforward as you go? Just curious. Couple of other things that dropped is nothing big, not a trailer yet, but you know, it's a little bit of horror. Mortal Kombat 2 filming begins. James Wan produced sequel. Yeah, a lot of people are kind of split. The Mortal Kombat community is a little divided on this one. I kind of liked Mortal Kombat, this new one that they made, especially the way it opens was awesome. The tone of it. Kano was a big standout, but the further the movie got on, like the second half of the movie, you could tell that they were like almost running out of budget, and they were on a set, and they were just like, oh yeah, we got to do some Mortal Kombat shit. And so that it's like they rushed out all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I love what James Wan's doing. I would love James Wan to come back to Saw. That would be super cool. I would love to see James Wan direct a Saw movie. But you know, he's got his hands in so many things. He's a big name now in Hollywood. He's a big director. But yeah, are you excited for Mortal Kombat 2? And maybe they will go more the horror angle. Maybe they'll dive more into gore and fatalities and stuff like that in Mortal Kombat 2. So yeah, excited to see that this is finally happening. And I hope it's a bigger budget. I hope they do a lot more with it. I have seen that they've gone on record and said they're going to right the wrongs of the first Mortal Kombat. But look, the original Mortal Kombat movie, it came out right at the right time. That's one of the better video game adaptations, in my opinion. Definitely not horror, especially that one. It was PG, I think it was like PG-13 or something. But it was just a fun time. It was a fun time for Mortal Kombat fans. But Mortal Kombat has always had its toes into horror. They even put like horror villains in there. They've had Leatherface in there. They've had Jason. They've had Freddy. At least not New Nightmare Freddy. Remake Freddy, which I wanted original Freddy in there. And then they also have another Mortal Kombat game coming out that has been shown. And so yeah, it's I'm really curious. It would be so cool if they could put some horror characters in the actual movies, like, or that could be like an after credit scene, you know, just to be like showing that would be really, really dope, I think, and get a lot of people excited, because they have like DLC where like they have horror characters. Predator's been in it, Alien's been in them. So in this new one, I'm really curious of what they're going to put in the video game, and I'm excited for this Mortal Kombat 2 movie. Another thing I wanted to bring to y'all's attention is it's over on Tubi for free. It was brought to my attention, and I am halfway through it. I did not get to finish it yesterday. I plan on finishing it today, but I have been wanting to watch this documentary, and it's called Fred Heads, the documentary. And this is so good. Tubi is a free app. Download it on your TV. If you're a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, Freddy Krueger fan, this is for you for sure. I know I touched on the documentary over on Screenbox of Hollywood Nightmares and Dreams, the Robert Englund story. That was really good. That's over on Screenbox. You can watch that on YouTube. I think it's like $5 a month. First 7 days is free. So you could actually like subscribe and then unsubscribe within that 7 days so you can watch the Robert Englund story. But this right here, I've been waiting for this to come out, and this was brought to my attention yesterday. So I was like, oh, okay, I've never even had Tubi, so I downloaded Tubi, started watching Fred Heads, and it's crazy. Like, some of the people that are making this documentary are actually like some people I talked to over on TikTok and are subscribed to my channel, and it's kind of cool. I was like, I had no idea. If y'all did tell me this, I did not know that y'all were the creators of this documentary. But this is pretty much for the fans. This is a lot of the fans that go to the conventions all across, the U.S. and they've interviewed a bunch of people and like how they got into A Nightmare on Elm Street, how they got into horror, and it's like and a lot of them have similar stories like me, like 4, 5, 6 years old. Parents didn't want to watch it, and you kind of like accidentally watched it, like similar to my story. It's kind of cool. Like, there's a lot of us Fred heads out there. So if you're a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, go check this out over on Tubi. So yeah, just wanted to plug that in real quick. Let's get back to the comments. Let's see what y'all are saying. Val says, I love the OG Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I do too. I like you talking about the movie, right? Yeah. It's nostalgia galore, or gore. Well, it's not even. That one's not really even that gory, and that was probably the only thing that like no one really liked. But it definitely had like a vibe. It had like a fun factor to it. It when that music came on, Mortal Kombat, and just like that theme, it gets you pumped every time. Even to this age, like I still like. It's like, hey, it wakes you up, and it's like, all right, we're in for a treat. So yeah, same here. Val says, Destin, you can watch Afterlife on Prime. Oh, cool. Okay, I got Prime, so I'm gonna check that out. I'm probably gonna watch that today and let you know what I think about it. Val says that, oh, this looks interesting. Yep. You can also watch Afterlife on Tubi too. Okay, but Tubi's only got like advertisements, right? So over on Prime, I wouldn't get advertisements. So yeah, either one, I'll definitely check it out. That's good to know. Thank you so much, Val. Thank you. You're very informative. All right, let's lead into. We have a Netflix movie coming out, and this is, I don't know if it's a sequel. We're going to find out together. We're going to read it real quick. But I did like the other movie. But this one is Bird Box. Barcelona trailer reveals that the creatures have evolved. Man, that gives me like the creatures have evolved. Like that's like Tremors 2, right? Wasn't that like the tagline in Tremors 2? Creature something has evolved or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But the only thing is, I think this is a Spanish version of Bird Box. So hopefully it's dubbed in English. A brand new international spin-off movie set in the world of 2018's hit Bird Box. Barcelona will premiere on July 14th. Oh, it's right around the corner. We're about to get this in a couple weeks. And Netflix has debuted the official trailer today. The first spin-off movie will be a Spanish language thriller set in Barcelona. The occupant and the head filmmakers Alex and David Pastor wrote and directed the film. In the spin-off, after a mysterious force decimates the world's population by causing all who see it to take their lives, Sebastian and his young daughter Anna must navigate their own journey of survival through the desolate streets of Barcelona. But as they form an uneasy alliance with our other survivors, make their way toward a safe haven, a threat more sinister than the unseen creatures grows. Hey, you got me hooked. I love Bird Box. Sandra Bullock, it's kind of crazy she's not coming back, so they took this approach. So I guess this is maybe this could be like taking place at the same time the first movie was taking place, you know? Even though it says that they have evolved. I mean, you got to do something just a little bit different. You got to change it up, spice it up just a little bit for a sequel. And I'm okay with it being, Spanish language as long as it's dubbed or something, I watch a lot of movies like that, but I'm excited for this. I have not watched the trailer to this, so I'm curious if they show what the evolution of this creature is in the trailer. I hope not. I hope they just kind of like dabble a little bit in it and then it cuts away real quick. I don't want to see too much. So I have not watched this trailer. If you watched the trailer, let me know in the comment section below if you've seen this trailer. And what'd you think about the first movie? Were you a fan? Because I definitely was. It was like The Happening a little bit, but better. If you remember that M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie, The Happening, that was, in my opinion, was not one of his better movies. Did not like the way the movie was directed. It was almost directed like a comedy, like it was forced. It was written to be bad or something. I felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be. That The Happening, but Bird Box was really good. And actually, I forgot about that until I saw this this article about Bird Box 2. What do you think about this? Are you excited to see Bird Box 2, or is this something that you weren't even asking for? And did you like the first movie? I'm really curious to see what you think. Sandra Bullock was really good in the first film. I wonder if it'll tie in anything in the first film, or is this just going to be the similar story, just in a different part of the world? I think there's another movie that's going to be coming out that's like a spinoff. What was it? What was that movie that John Krasinski made? Was it The Quiet One? No, not The Quiet Ones. With the creatures in it, where you couldn't make a sound. It's escaping me right now, but it's really good. First one and the second one's really good, and I think they're gonna have a spin-off of that as well. So yeah, I think that's kind of cool. With these like creature type movies, just doing spin-offs and showing like a different story in a different area of the world. I think that'd be awesome. Val says, "Oh snap! I really like Bird Box. This one is going to be a must-watch for me." Absolutely, and it's crazy that it's just the trailer just dropped, and it's like we just getting an announcement about it, and it's coming out in like 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. So we're going to be able to watch this very soon. We don't have a long time to wait. So yeah, excited about it. Absolutely. That's right. A Quiet Place. Val, my brain's not working. It's too early for me right now. But yeah, A Quiet Place. That's really good. John Krasinski knocked it out of the park with that. Now, I really like A Quiet Place. Watching that in the theater with like the sound effects and just like how quiet it's got to be, but then like just anything, like the sound effects are amazing in those movies. And Quiet Place 2 was good, and I'm ready for A Quiet Place 3 and a spinoff. I think they're doing a prequel as well, which I think is really cool. That's what I liked about the second one, is it kind of showed the invasion or whatever. That was really awesome. I like movies like that. I like small settings. I like survival type of horror. You know what I mean? Like, those are the best type of horror movies, is like survival horror. Those are my favorite type of video games, is survival horror, like Dead Space or something like that. Alan Wake, things like that, like survival horror. Just, you put on some headphones and you just get like sucked into it. And you kind of feel like you're in their shoes, and it makes it a little bit more believable, instead of it being more fantasy and horror. So yeah, it can definitely keep you on the edge of your seat. You love both of them? Yeah, me too. Yeah, prequel. Yep, it's in the works, and I think a spinoff too. So I think they're going to be doing a lot of A Quiet Place movies. So strap in, because we're going to get a lot of it. John Krasinski did it from The Office. He did such a phenomenal job. I would love to seeing the way he directed something like that. I would like to see him do like a big IP, like some type of creature movie. Let him direct, let him resurrect, like bring back Tremors or something like that from like the original, like maybe a direct sequel of the first Tremors movies, and get rid of all the bad sequels. Even though Tremors 2 is like I hold that in a special place in my heart. I think it's really good. I think it was theater worthy, which it did not get because Kevin Bacon wasn't in it, and they just made it straight to DVD. But I like Tremors 2. You could even be canon to Tremors 2. But I think John Krasinski can make Tremors scary, and that's another thing that like deals with like sound and stuff. Like, he's already doing it a little bit with A Quiet Place. I mean, same thing, just worms under the ground, right? You got to watch your footsteps and making sounds and stuff. But yeah, always a sucker for a good creature feature if it's done well. And most of them do have like a horror comedy angle, and that's good. That's good, as long as it's done well. If the comedy works and the horror works, because that's the ones that I like the most, like the comedy horror. I like the horror to be first and the comedy be second. Not the comedy be first and the horror be second. If it is the comedy first and the horror second, make it to where that horror hits. Like, it's like, oh yeah, it's all fun and games, but then something horrific happens, and it's like, oh wait, this is serious. We are in for something serious. Like it balances that horror and comedy perfectly. Take the first Scream movie, for example. Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson. They balanced it, horror and comedy, so well, but horror was first, and then the comedy was from the characters, and it was just likable. Everybody was likable. So yeah, that was my little rant on going on to Scream. I always got to plug a little bit of Scream and Halloween into my stuff, and a little bit of Nightmare on Elm Street. Never gonna leave those guys on the back burner. So yeah. So are you excited for any of these that are coming out? Which one are you excited for the most? I'd like to know in the comment section below. But we also got a Nicolas Cage movie. I don't know if it's horror or not, but it's called Sympathy for the Devil. Sympathy for the Devil. It says takes you on one hell of a ride this summer. So yeah, I've not watched the trailer for this either, but Nicolas Cage is crazy, and it looks like he's embracing it, especially with hold on, let me see if I can get this image real quick and I can bring it over, because I did not have this ready for the stream, but I can get it real quick if my computer doesn't bog down. Let's see here. Let me do it real quick. Give me 1 minute. We'll bring this over. Hope everybody's having a great morning. Get this over here real. 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds. All right. StreamYard is just acting a little slow. Uh-oh. I don't know if you can hear me, but it looks like I paused up. Looks like I froze up. Jeez. All right, I think I'm okay. I think I'm all right. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I need to clean up some stuff on my computer. I got way too much stuff on here. That's what I'm probably going to do today, so I don't run into this anymore. But yeah, here it is. Nicolas Cage, Sympathy for the Devil poster. Nicolas Cage takes you on one hell of a ride this summer. If this doesn't scream a Nicolas Cage movie, I don't know what doesn't. Because this looks crazy. He's got like a red blazer on, which that blazer looks like it's got some maybe it's leather or something. But I'm digging it, man. He looks nuts in this. Maybe he's gonna. What's that Tom Cruise movie that came out a long time ago, where him and Jamie Foxx? What was that movie? I haven't seen the trailer yet, but that's what I'm kind of getting here. It's kind of got that vibe a little bit. Here, we're gonna change this music a little bit too. See if that works better. Yeah. Here, this one's better. There we go. All right, that's a little bit better. Yeah. So if you're a fan of Nicolas Cage is coming back hard for sure. It says over here, over on Bloody Disgusting, it says Nicolas Cage stars alongside Joel Kinnaman, which is a great actor, by the way. He played the remake of RoboCop, which does not get enough recognition. I really do like that remake of RoboCop, even though it's PG-13. It wasn't as horror as, or not horror, it wasn't as bloody and violent as the original. Love the original as well. But I like the angle they took with RoboCop. And Michael Keaton's in it, and you got, among others, it had Rorschach in it. It had Jackie Earle Haley in it. It had a really cool cast and a really cool premise. But anyways, Nicolas Cage and alongside Joel Kinnaman in upcoming psychological thriller Sympathy for the Devil, coming from RLJE Films, has released a brand new official poster this week. The film comes to theaters and on demand July 28th. Oh, we're about to get this as well very soon. Director Yuval Adler's from Bethlehem thriller. Never seen that. After being forced to drive a mysterious passenger, which is Nicolas Cage, at gunpoint, a man, Joel Kinnaman, finds himself in high-stakes game of cat and mouse where it becomes clear that not everything is as it seems. Yeah, this sounds good. This sounds really good. Revenge is a hell of a ride. This is kind of similar. I don't know how much. I mean, I'm pretty sure the tone's going to be different, and it's probably got a completely different like take on it, but a lot of these type of movies, it almost sounds like that Liam Neeson movie, just a little bit, right? Retribution that we just went over. That's crazy. But yeah, what do you think about this? Are you excited to see this? Anything Nicolas Cage is in? Like, I haven't watched a bunch of his stuff, and I know he's just pumping them out like crazy. And it's crazy, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I feel like the movie's been out long enough for you to know. But he even had like a little small spot, and I don't even think it was really him. I think it was just his likeliness, and it was special effects for fan service. But in the Flash movie, years ago they were talking about, Nicolas Cage being Superman, and it's kind of cool how they like integrated that in the Flash movie. So yeah, Nicolas Cage is coming back. You have Renfield, which I actually really liked. If you haven't seen Renfield yet, I had a lot of fun with Renfield. I thought it was a bloody good time, and I thought Nicolas Cage as Dracula was awesome. I just dug it. I dug it. Really, really cool. Oh, Val's already saying, how was he in Renfield? He was great, Val. You don't get enough of him. He's here and there, but he's not like, it's a Nicholas Hoult movie more. But when Nicolas Cage is on film or on the screen, he's killing it. He's doing his Nicolas Cage thing. And he's actually a bad guy. He is Dracula. He's not nice in the movie. So yeah, check it out. Renfield was a really good time. Ben Schultz is in it, or Ben Short. What's his last name? The guy who voiced Sonic. he's in it. Really good cast among Awkwafina. Nicholas Hoult and Awkwafina is like the main, I guess you would say, stars of the movie. You're following them mainly. But yeah, Renfield's a good time. Val says we have a bunch of stuff to look forward to as far as horror movies and such. Yeah, you think that, just because we don't have like some huge IP going on right now, you think that we don't really have a whole lot coming out as far as horror. And a lot of people's like, oh, they need to do original ideas. They need to quit making the same movies. They need to quit making remakes. Well, they do. They do make these type of movies. We just don't watch them. They're just not as successful as big IPs. People are based off of nostalgia now, and that's what people are rushing out to go see in cinema. So if more people would show up to these original ideas, because a lot of people, it's like, oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, but this other movie's coming out. The Flash is coming out, so I'm gonna go see that. Or the new Avengers movie, or the new DC movie, or some superhero movie, or whatever. Like Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. I'm looking forward to going to see that. I was actually thinking about going to see that in Screen X at Cinemark. Have not seen that. Have not been in a theater with Screen X. I'm really curious, but big blockbusters seem like that's the way to see it. People will probably show up to that, if it's not a huge blockbuster from back in the day, or a comic book adaptation, or video game adaptations are getting bigger now. So I think that's going to be like the new big thing. Is like a lot of them sucked back in the day, but now we're trying to put Hollywood is trying to put some real effort into these video game adaptations. I think they'll take over as like the new comic books. I think we'll always get comic book movies and superheroes and stuff, but I think that video game adaptations are the future for big cinema. I could be wrong, but I think that's what they're trying to push for. But yeah, we do have a lot of stuff to look forward to. Yeah, I haven't heard about it until recently either, Val, so I'm glad I could bring it to you. Check it out. So it's right around the corner. All the ones you mentioned yesterday and today have piqued my interest. Yeah, good. I'm glad. That's what this show is for. That's what Daily Dose of Horror is for. It's for these movies that don't get the recognition that probably should. I want to put it on your radar. That's the point of Daily Dose of Horror. That's why I'm doing these morning shows, is to put it on my radar, put it on your radar, And because that's what we need. We need these movies to be successful. A lot of times we see these sleeper hits and we don't ever even like catch up to them until years later, or word of mouth gets around. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll check that out. Just like you bring in Afterlife to me. Like, I meant to watch that years ago, and I'm just now getting around to it because y'all have reminded me. If it's not brand new, it's like if you got Netflix, most people do. If like a lot of their stuff that comes out and it's like, oh, this is new, this is trending, this is the top 10, whatever. It's great right then. It's right there. It's on your mind. You can see it. You can visually watch it. But after a couple weeks or a month or whatever, that stuff gets shuffled down to the bottom, and then you got all this other bullshit up there, and you just kind of forget about it. And like, it's kind of like, man, I wish there was a way. I wish they would change their algorithm or their way that they show you what is being on Netflix. Like, a lot of times I catch myself like scrolling down more than scrolling sideways on each thing. So it's like I'm just like pressing down, and I think that's just like a force of habit because of like a remote control, you know, like up and down is like changing the channel or whatever. So I wish Netflix would like change it to where it's like it's in, you know, it's vertical, it's up and down, you know, instead of side to side. I know they can probably, well, I don't know, you probably feel the same amount on it, but I don't know, you know what I'm saying. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason why they do it from side to side. I might be the only one. I might only be the only one that has that problem where I go up and down whenever I'm scrolling through streaming services instead of like side to side. I have to like catch myself like, oh yeah, what's all the way over here? So yeah, but yeah, that's the point of Daily Dose of Horror, is like, I want to bring this type of stuff to your attention, because these are probably going to be really good movies, especially with some of these casts and everything. And it's stuff that like can hold us over until the October, you know, like until we get these Hollywood big blockbusters or these big IPs, these Screams, these Halloweens, the, you know, Friday the 13th. How many Texas Chainsaw Massacres have we gotten in the meantime? Like, you know, I'm looking forward to the HBO Max prequel series of Derry, of Pennywise, you know, like a prequel of it. I don't think Skarsgård's coming back for it, but I don't think he really needs to. Let's see somebody else do it and see what they can do with it, especially with a TV series. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty high budget, you know. And you know, now that I think about it, and I know I talk about directors a lot because that's who I really follow, mainly because I've always wanted to be a film director. That's like my dream, is to direct my own horror movie. Andy Muschietti, who directed It and It Chapter 2, the remakes, went on and now he just directed the Flash movie, and he did a great job. And I know a lot of people hate on it because some of the CGI, and I wasn't a big fan of some of the CGI, but they were saying that was purposefully. But that might be a reason to just say, hey, we didn't have the budget to make it look real, you know. It's supposed to be like Flash's reality or whatever. But anyways, he still did a phenomenal job on the directing department. Now, if the CGI wasn't touched up enough, they ran out of budget to touch those up and make them look better, whatever. But my point being, where I'm going with this is Andy Muschietti, the way he did It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2, and now The Flash. I was thinking just the way that you went in through the past and how he did like these transition shots and stuff. And I was like, maybe the perfect person to do a Nightmare on Elm Street movie is Andy Muschietti. I mean, he has the horror, he has the visualization, he's done comic books now. Like, he makes it look really fun and vibrant and everything like that. It Chapter 1, Chapter 2, if you really think about it, Pennywise is similar to Freddy Krueger. If you really think about it, you know? They're not too far apart. So maybe he's the best one to be in the directing chair for A Nightmare on Elm Street. I just, do I talk about A Nightmare on Elm Street too much? Because I just feel like we need it. And I know there's probably like, it's with the Wes Craven estate and with Warner Brothers. And if it doesn't, I think what they're trying to do is like, there's like a legal battle a little bit after the remake, is like internationally, they don't have the distribution for it right now, so they would lose out on that international money. But domestically, they're good. They could go right now, but they're trying to figure out that international legal battle. And also, Jackie Earl Haley, Myra Rooney, I forget her name. The girl who played Nancy in the remake. She's a really good actress. And Kyle Gallner. They all had a 3-movie picture deal. That was supposed to be a trilogy. So they probably got to pay them out too if they haven't already. So there's a lot of money that has to be thrown out there before we can even get it made. It's not as quite as a legal battle like Friday the 13th was for so long, but it's kind of similar there as well, you know. So yeah, we definitely need it. We need it, and they need to figure that shit out, because A Nightmare on Elm Street needs to ride this high, this train that we're on with the remakes and boosting of slashers right now, because that's what we are right now. That's what we're recycling. And they're still doing exorcism movies and ghost movies and all that kind of stuff. And we can have both. Why can't we have the best of both worlds? But we don't need the horror cinema oversaturated with just ghost movies and demonic movies and stuff like that. We need the best of both worlds. Larry Warner's in the house. What's up, Larry? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm driving right now, but I've been listening along. Thanks again for my horror news in the morning, Destin. You're welcome, Larry. Larry, I'm glad you're enjoying these shows. That's another thing I was going to put out like here in about a week or so, see how well y'all are liking this, and should I keep it going and everything, because you know, if people show up and they're viewing it and they're listening, I'm gonna keep it going. But this right here is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I you know, a lot of y'all have been subscribers and been close friends of mine for years now, for at least over a year now, since I really started this horror journey. And I used to do that, you know, you want some Scream with your coffee instead of Scream or whatever, whenever Scream 5 was coming out. And those were doing pretty good too. I kind of had them later in the morning, like around 10, I think. So this one's a little bit earlier. I know a lot of people aren't awake and they might catch the replay of it later on. But that's the thing about this, you know, like you have other channels out there that are just like giving you bits and pieces and just like one thing of news and making a quick video. Well, I wanted to make a live stream to where I can have interaction with y'all. And I can just bring y'all first thing in the morning, what's on the radar, put it on y'all's radar, and maybe we can get some, you know, we can be aware of some of these really good horror movies that are unique and that we probably would originally missed. But we're also going to talk about big IPs as well. So yeah. Absolutely. I'm glad you're liking it, man. Thank you. Yeah, Larry's awesome. Don't wreck while listening to my voice. Make wherever your destination is, make it there safely. I don't want to be the cause of and don't get a ticket. Don't get pulled over. Stay in both lanes. Or stay in your lane, not both lanes. That would get you pulled over. What am I talking about? Shut the hell up, Destin. All right. Val says, I'm not a big Nicolas Cage fan, but might have to check that one out. Yeah, I think it's really cool. Like the vibe of this seems like it's going to be a really crazy ride. And it's definitely giving me, I'm trying to think of that movie with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx back in the day. It seems similar to that, you know. It seems real similar to that, and maybe, you know, Tom Cruise acting crazy in that movie. What was that movie? I cannot think of it right now. Let me know. Do y'all know the movie I'm talking about with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx, where Tom Cruise like gets in Jamie Foxx's taxi cab and it's just like drive, and he makes him go around and he's going around doing stuff all throughout the night, like Tom Cruise was a bad guy. That's probably loosely based off of this, because you know we always like recycle certain plot points, and then we kind of like change it up a little bit, just like the Retribution movie with Liam Neeson. You know, it's Saw meets Speed. Saw meets Speed. Come on, you're not showing up to that? Come on. So like, there was one movie that I remember that did it, and this is another horror movie that's I enjoy a lot, and it's like more of a fun horror movie. Deep Rising. Anybody remember that movie? And rest in peace, Treat Williams, because he just passed away. You know, he was the star in that movie. Deep Rising was a lot of fun, but the marketing on that movie was Titanic meets Aliens. You know, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, like just like combine a couple movies, make some good, interesting characters, make some really cool effects, practical, and maybe a little bit of CGI, and have a good tone. And you know what? It doesn't matter, you know, if it's similar to something else, but if it's just executed differently, it's going to be a win, and I'm not going to fault it for it. Just because it's similar to another movie, we get a lot of those movies. Armageddon, Deep Impact. What was that on that movie Knocked Up with Seth Rogen, where he's like, they always make things in twos. Armageddon, Deep Impact, Dante's Peak, and Volcano. Yeah, so I like Nicolas Cage, but like recently, in recent memory, I haven't been the biggest fan of his, but I feel like he is coming back. I feel like he's making better progress than he's been doing that straight to DVD stuff. I feel like he's starting to make some movies that are going to be more theatrical, and hopefully he comes back and we get old school Nicolas Cage back from Con Air and Face Off, and even like Gone in 60 Seconds. You know, that was Fast and the Furious before Fast and the Furious was Fast and the Furious. Gone in 60 Seconds does not get the recognition it deserves. With Nicolas Cage, Billy Bob Thornton, Timothy Olyphant is in that movie. Before, you know, you really knew who he was. Giovanni Ribisi, one of my favorite actors. Giovanni Ribisi is phenomenal. Now I want to watch Gone in 60 Seconds. That was one of Nicolas Cage's best movies. Yeah. Val says on Netflix, you definitely have to scroll side to side to find the great movies on there. Yeah, you do. And I always catch myself just like going up and down for some reason. And I think it's just a force of habit. I wish there was a streaming service out there that would let you just like scroll up and down. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's have a different design. Everything is side to side. How about up and down? That's just the way I am. So looking forward to Welcome to Derry. Me too. I am really looking forward to this. You know, and I love these like prequel shows that we're getting. You know, like even with Camp Crystal Lake, that we're going to be getting for Friday the 13th. Even though we're not getting like the Jason with the hockey mask or anything, I'm sure eventually they'll have whatever, him growing up, and maybe the very last episode, depending on how long it stays greenlit and they keep making a season after season, or it could be like a mini series or something. I don't think it's going to be a mini series, but if it's successful, it's going to keep going. But I guarantee you, somewhere down the line, we're going to see they're going to get the rights to be able to use that mask at least once. Maybe not do a whole bunch of killing in it. It could just show like Jason just pulling down the mask or something like that, you know, and then boom, the whole entire series is over, you know. But it's going to be more about his childhood. And Welcome to Derry, I'm more excited about Welcome to Derry just to see how Pennywise got there and how long he's been affecting this, or maybe even turning into Pennywise, why he chose to be a clown. You know, we all kind of know, but we've never really seen his transition into wanting to do that specifically. And in It Chapter 2, we did get that, like, those images of like an old carnival, like some old images of like an old carnival in the town. I hope it's leaning a lot towards that. Like we see some of that, you know. I hope it's not just like they call it a prequel, but it feels just like It Chapter 1 or something, where You know, it's probably going to be a group of kids or whatever, but I want it to feel a little bit different because it's not going to feel like a prequel. It's going to feel like almost like a remake, you know? And whoever they get to play Pennywise, I hope they do a good job because it's going to be hard. It was already hard to top Tim Curry. He's still awesome. He's still the GOAT as Pennywise, but Skarsgård did a damn good job in my opinion. And there's times that I was kind of like, almost prefer this over the original, but I also love the original. They're both great in their own way. I'm kind of like lagging here. Sorry if it starts like pausing or freezing. Val says, I would like to see him do a nightmare movie. Yeah, Andy Muschietti would be awesome doing a nightmare movie, I think. Just seeing his talent with It Chapter 1 and 2 and then doing The Flash, I'm just like, yes, this guy's got what it takes to make really good characters, bring them to life, world building, and these transition shots of like very visually and stuff like that. I'm like, man, he could be awesome at A Nightmare on Elm Street. Awesome. And A Nightmare on Elm Street is part of Warner Brothers now and the Wes Craven estate. So, and Andy Muschietti is with Warner Brothers. So it might actually happen. You know, it might. I know a lot of people are like, I want James Wan and all that kind of stuff, and I agree. I think that's a great choice too. James Wan is an amazing choice to direct A Nightmare on Elm Street, but I don't know. Andy Muschietti might do it better. You know, he might. I mean, I don't know. But with Andy Muschietti being with Warner Brothers, we're gonna get somebody like him, whoever's with Warner Brothers. That's what I'm thinking. Val says, loving this morning show, Destin. Nice to hang out with y'all in the morning. Get all this great movie info. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm glad. I'm very. See, that's why I'm doing this, and that's what I like to hear is y'all are enjoying this, even if you're watching in replay mode or something, because it is a little early for some. Bringing all this stuff and putting it on y'all's radar is just. A lot of these movies deserve more recognition, and that's what this is about, is showing that recognition. Collateral with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. That's what it was. Collateral. Yeah, that's what Sympathy for the Devil is reminding me of. That premise. Collateral. Yeah, absolutely. Kyle Brandon's in the house. What's up, Kyle? What is up, buddy? I can't wait for Nicolas Cage for Dead by Daylight. Oh yeah, I think I did hear something like that. I have not played Dead by Daylight in a long time. I need to dabble back into that. Now I am waiting on. I feel like I would play it for a minute because I kind of got burned out with Dead by Daylight. Love the Friday the 13th game. I'm glad they're making a new Friday the 13th game. Excuse me. And I hope it's just kind of similar of what we already got, just with like a bigger budget. But I'm also what Gun Media is doing with Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game that we're about to get. I can't wait for that. I'm about to pop with anticipation to play that Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, because since this is happening, why can't we get a Halloween game? Why can't we get a Scream game? You know, change it up just a little bit. So yeah, that's what I want. You know, it would be cool just to have. I always thought it was a missed opportunity in the Mortal Kombat games. You know, I know they've had Jason in there. They've had Freddy, but they never had Freddy and Jason in the same Mortal Kombat game. Freddy versus Jason, that was a missed opportunity. You know, if they would have put Freddy and Jason in a Mortal Kombat game, I mean, that would be awesome. But you need to put old school Freddy. We couldn't, not the remake Freddy. That was the one they used, was the remake Freddy, the likeliness. But if they ever bring it back to Mortal Kombat, put Robert Englund's Freddy in there, and put Kane Hodder's Jason. If we can't see the movie with them two, at least give us the video game, you know, in the Mortal Kombat universe. Michael Joe is in the house. 2 first names. What is up, Michael Joe? That's like a star's name, ain't it? Michael Joe. Starring Michael Joe. Collateral. Yeah, I always think it's cool whenever I see people, like even Kyle Brandon, 2 first names. What's up with this? Those are like epic names. Y'all's name is so much cooler than mine. Hell yeah. But yeah, what are y'all excited about? I mean, if some of y'all are just popping in and then popping out, smash that like button. I really appreciate it. Helps out the algorithm a lot. But yeah, just doing a real quick recap. We got the Five Nights of Freddy trailer that dropped. Really, really looking good. I think they give away too much in that trailer. But really excited to see it. Kind of seeing what they're going to do. Probably going to catch this one on Peacock instead of going out to theaters. But hey, still like the premise. Like to see that Matthew Lillard's back. It's going to be a fun time. And hopefully it's bloody. We got Liam Neeson's new movie, Retribution. The trailer dropped yesterday. I have not watched the trailer yet. Going to watch it. It says Saw meets Speed. And it's from the director of Predators. One of my favorite Predator films. I love Predators. I don't think it gets enough love. But this definitely gives me Purge vibes. But with that premise alone, Saw meets Speed, I'm hooked. Ready to see that. I'm going to watch the trailer later today. Same thing for the trailer for this. And when this one's about to hit Netflix, Bird Box, Barcelona is coming on Netflix, I think July 14th. It is going to be like a Spanish version, but it says creatures have evolved. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do as long as it's dubbed in English. I'm going to show up and watch this because I'm a big fan of the first Bird Box. It's going to be kind of hard to top that one, but at least we're getting something right in between this like little dry spell of horror that we got going on right now. I know we got Boogeyman out there. It's not been the biggest hit, but I've heard it's pretty good for a PG-13 horror movie. Have not seen it yet, but I plan on it. Just started filming Mortal Kombat 2, James Wan's produced sequel. Hopefully we dive more into the realm of horror with this sequel than they did with the first film. So yeah, really looking forward to Mortal Kombat 2. But they just started filming, so we'll probably get it sometime next year. Documentary over on Tubi, Fredheads, the documentary. Check this out if you're a big Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger fan. I'm halfway through it. I'm going to finish the rest today. But yeah, definitely awesome seeing all these interviews across all the conventions and everything about how many fans there are and what got them into the horror, into Nightmare on Elm Street at such a young age. Just fun. Just a fun movie. And you could probably, if you're anything like me, like a Fred head, you'll enjoy it. You'll find some enjoyment out of it. Absolutely. And last but not least, Nicolas Cage's new movie, Sympathy for the Devil poster has dropped. Nicolas Cage takes you on one hell of a ride this summer. Joel Kinnaman's also in it. Like I said earlier, it's giving me Collateral vibes, but hopefully it's a little darker. It's a little bit different, you know. I think it'll be a good time. I think with both of those in there, they do a really good job. Joel Kinnaman's a really good actor. And say what you want about that reboot or remake of RoboCop, I thought he did a damn good job. I actually liked that movie, even though it was PG-13. It wasn't as violent as the original, and I am a fan of the original. That RoboCop, Michael Keaton, so many good. You even got like Jackie Earle Haley in it and stuff. Yeah, good stuff, real good stuff. Michael Joe says, I would love to see Michael Myers in a Mortal Kombat game. Me too. I think they need to do that. That's way overdue. I would like to see Ghostface as well. I mean, Ghostface is on a high right now, so put them both in there. And also use like Roger L. Jackson's like voice in the game. Like before Scream 5 came out, they had Ghostface in Warzone for Call of Duty. And that was like my skin. That was the character I played because it had Roger L. Jackson's voice. Like you would do something, like you'd kill somebody and it'd be like, shot in the head, you know. Do you like scary movies? Like he did all these little phrases and stuff like after you kill somebody and stuff. And then he had a finishing move that you didn't know at the time, but after watching Scream 5, the way Dewey dies, the way Dewey gets killed, stabbed in the front, stabbed in the back, you know, pulled up, and then he gets kicked. That was Ghostface's finishing move in Call of Duty Warzone before Scream 5 even came out. So I was like, dang. So that's the way they killed him. I would love to talk to Radio Silence about that. I don't know if that's something that was written that way or if this was like a last minute decision or what, but it's definitely can't be a coincidence. But yeah, it was really cool to play as that character in Warzone. But yeah, Michael Myers needs to be in a Mortal Kombat game, and it would be really cool to get the theme as well. That'd be awesome. Mortal Kombat 12, yeah, I'm excited to see it. If you haven't, Mortal Kombat 12, you see the trailer and the gameplay and everything, it looks sick. The graphics are insane. Destin, check your Instagram when you can. Sent you that video. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Val. Yeah, I definitely will in just a minute. I'm getting ready to wrap things up. Just want to do like a quick overview of everything we went over before I, get off of here. But I do have to hit up work here soon. But yeah, they can put Curse Michael Myers in MK12. Hey, yeah, I would even accept that. It doesn't even have to be like OJ. I almost said OJ Michael Myers. What the hell? OG Michael Myers from 78. But Curse of Michael Myers in MK12, that could work. You know, I would accept that. I mean, also like any type of Michael Myers, as long as like one of the masks is from the movies, just don't use the one from H2O or 5. I hate 5. The 5's mask looks like damn Mark Zuckerberg. If you really look at that mask and you look at Mark Zuckerberg like side by side, it looks like Halloween 5's mask looks like Mark Zuckerberg a little bit. We didn't know it at the time because Facebook wasn't a thing, but it does. I would even accept a Rob Zombie's Michael Myers in a Mortal Kombat thing, even though I'm not the biggest fan of those movies of Rob Zombie's Halloween. I would accept his likeliness of Michael Myers in the video game. You know, just the mask was still kind of a little bit cool, a little bit aged. Halloween Kills mask would be awesome, you know. Don't put Halloween Ends in there because we already know that he's going to get his ass kicked. If Corey can kick his ass, I'm pretty sure Johnny Cage and Liu Kang can. Anyways, I'm just talking shit now. Val says, I'm really looking forward to all these movies. Got to watch these on non-mainstream movies because they usually turn out to be gems. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. Michael Joe also says they could put Rob Zombie Michael Myers in there too. Yeah, it would be cool if like you could like change out like, you know, a lot of those Mortal Kombat characters. You can change like the look of them or whatever, or have like a different fighting stance. Like you could have like 3 or 4 different types of Michael Myers looks, and have like a different stance and different fighting style and stuff. So yeah, it's something to work with. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be really cool. Same thing with Scream. Now that we have the aged mask, and we have like, you know, the original from Scream, we got the other ones. Like they could do different things to that with different fighting. I would like to see the whole shank if they do put Ghostface in a in a Mortal Kombat game. Like, you know how Ghostface was in Scream 5, like just like stab, like real stabby. Like, I think that would be cool. Even put Chucky in there. Even though how small he is, man, he could be flipping around and jumping around off of stuff, you know? Or at least let him be like a backup character that you could call in and do like a move, and then he has to jump back out, you know? Because I heard that this new Mortal Kombat 12 is going to it's actually Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat, this is called Mortal Kombat 1. They're going back into the past. This is like I don't know if it's a remake, but I think it's more of like a time travel thing where they're going back to the beginning and seeing their original selves or something like that. But like, even, you know, something like that, but like what they're doing with this one, they're going to be able to call in like a side character and kind of do a couple hits on somebody and then they pop back out. That'd be so cool if you could be like Michael Myers and like hurting somebody, but you could call in Chucky real quick and come in and like jump on somebody's neck and shoulders and just like stab them in the head or something, then pop back out. I don't know. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, Chucky would be a good addition. You could like have original Chucky, have Chucky 2 look, Chucky 3 look, Brada Chucky look with the stitches. Like there's a lot you could do. HTO CGI masking. Yeah. Oh man. That'd be crazy if they just did it for fun. You know, like nobody likes the CGI mask in H2O, but it definitely looked funky. But it'd be funny if they did do that, be kind of a little self-aware. They could get Brad Dourif voice as Chucky. Yes, they would definitely have to do that. If it isn't Brad Dourif, I don't want to hear him talk. So, anyways, but yeah, that's all I have for y'all today. I hope you liked episode 3 of Daily Dose of Horror, with starting your morning off with some of these horror gems that we might be in the works for here in the future. Are you excited about these? Let me know in the comment section. And if you're checking this out on replay, let me know in that comment section of which one you're most excited for. So yeah, I'm excited for all of these. I would not be talking about them if I wasn't excited for them. And I hope it's got y'all, something to scratch that itch until we get to that Halloween season, until we get more news about Scream, until we get more news about if they're ever going to do Halloween again. Anything. Nightmare on Elm Street. We get Welcome to Derry. Another Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Friday the 13th. Like anything. We need something, as weird as it sounds, to scratch that horror itch. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. Even though it sounds weird. Anyways, this is Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin. This has been your daily dose of horror. And thank you for all showing up and spending your morning with me. And I hope I start your day off right. But like always, I'll be right back.
I'll be right back.